DAO Casters Brew. So DAO Casters, if you guys don't know, it's a program that's been launched by the Star Atlas DAO to reward content creators in the Star Atlas ecosystem. So to encourage people to create more content. So that could be, interaction through social media, or posting on YouTube or TikToks or whatever. Just to have more Star Atlas content around. The community actually elects 5 DAO casters for 3 months, and we're almost done with the first month of the program. So I guess today is our monthly brew. We're gonna share a bit, what's been produced so far within the DAO Casters program, and we can just talk about Star Atlas in general. It's like a regular brew, I guess. You guys want to?
No, I love it. Love to be here. I see we have I think the audience is currently as big as the amount of speakers here, but that's, I guess, due to the early hour. The DAO casters for this first season are composed from people from primarily Europe and Asia, not the US, which is actually good, so we can actually organize this. But of course, it does mean people in the US, it will either be super early or just frankly far too early to chime in. But thanks to ODVB for recording as always. Let's see. Hopefully some more people come in. Primarily, I think this is indeed like a traditional classical brew where we would just like to talk about anything and everything status related. So if people have anything they would like us to talk about, that is the best way to go forward, I believe. But fortunately, we have also ODVB with us, which is a never-ending fountain of opinions. So I'd love to have him chime in. I think that will bring us plenty of discussion for the rest of the hour. But yeah, love to chat a bit about what we did. I think primarily, looking at really original content, I think, Winston, you definitely outperformed all of us. Really making something pretty cool. So definitely look forward to you chiming in on that process and what you did there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I haven't been making YouTube video for quite a few years, but I'm happy to get back into it now, and to create stuff around Star Atlas. I've been cool on the fence for doing it for quite some time, but could never find the right time to do it. And now with this DAO Casters plan, I thought, okay, let's get started. Especially now that there is a lack of content creation on YouTube around the game. It's been we lost some quite active creators lately, and I thought I would come in and fill that gap as best as I can.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I think the DAO casters gave you the required kick under your ass to get to work.
Yeah,
so to speak. But yeah, you're right. It's a shame, of course. We lost so many friends in content creation along the way, or lost. I mean, they just simply stopped. Right? They focused on other stuff. Be it just real life complications, be it unfortunate YouTube incidents where all their videos were removed, which is still one of the very worst ways, I guess, to leave this scene. But we have lost a lot of folks over time. But I mean, we're also 5 years in. A lot of stuff happens in 5 years. And some people who were, of course, very enthusiastic in the early days are, 5 years, right? Life goes on. It's a big chunk. So I understand that people have moved to greener pastures, or at least pastures they believe are greener, or just, real life, whatever happened, or just got burned out, especially due to YouTube shenanigans, unfortunately. But happy that you stepped up. And I mean, kudos, I guess, in general to Rome here as well, because I know beyond you, I'm not sure if Earther is still doing it, but I know he also actually stepped up and got to create some cool stuff.
Yeah, he did create one first intro video. I'm not sure where he is in the process of doing the next ones.
I'm
So
eagerly
we'll see about that.
anticipating the next. Yeah, but I love people
Yeah.
left and right stepping up and filling that void because yeah, as you said, we can absolutely use more content creation at this point in time. But sorry, I was interjecting your process, so yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So I guess for the first video, I mean, I had like this idea of doing at least one big video every month because that's the rhythm that I'm comfortable with, in how many hours I can put into this. So yeah, the writing part takes about maybe an afternoon to do like some basic research, write the topics I will write about and then write the script and then recording. So yeah, about an afternoon for writing and recording, and then the editing itself is what takes more time. That took me maybe I guess 2 days after working on it, like over the afternoon. So yeah, about a full day of editing also. So yeah, that's it. Hello everybody in the chat that's just joining now. Macedon, we're talking about content creation for Star Atlas. And yeah, just we're gonna be here for about an hour, just chatting about the game in general. So any topic really. Yeah. I wrote this. Yeah. I write a script and then I just read it out. It's not improv. Hi James, thanks for joining us.
Yes,
Welcome,
GM,
James.
guys.
GM.
Hey there, man.
Super hot, but today is raining. I think it's great. The temperature is decreased. I think it's well for me because yesterday I think around 40 Celsius. But I think it's very hot for me.
Wow. Yeah, that's hot for me as well. Too hot.
Yeah, Thailand is very hot.
But happy to have you here.
To continue, you show us your video again. Can you share it on the screen or something?
I can link it. Yeah, I can link
Or
it.
link it?
Wait. Let me pull that up. So this first video was an overview. I thought I would start with an overview of the game roadmap because I think that's something I noticed, but I think a lot of people are having a hard time to grasp what's really trying to be achieved here because you look at what we have now with the UE5 models and the browser games, and it's not really obvious what is the final intended product, right? So I guess my goal with this video was to share a very exhaustive overview of what is the scope, what are we trying to achieve, what are the plan features, and how does it all connect together in this layered manner with all the different seasons.
So on the roadmap,
So
I have a question for Funcracker, since we wanted spicy, like what's actually left of that ambitious roadmap? Like what can we expect? Like what's the latest dates we got? Like remember end of the year town hall or something, and then they said April or something, and April is over, and how are we looking
We're talking about
on everything, talking about anything like any release like Sage PTR, Sage Ink, Think, I mean, and yeah, anything. I don't read chat anymore, like so I skip Foundation Room and all the good stuff. So you have to explain to me.
you skip Foundation Room, but that is the good stuff, right? Okay.
Give us an update.
Well, okay. I mean, in brief, though, I mean, this I guess piggybacks on actually, of course, the video that Winston, of course, created. But HoloSim is currently live. C4 PTR is coming very soon. I actually anticipated it would go a bit sooner, but it looks like the team is actually doing a lot more polish on the UI and other aspects than I originally thought they were going to do. but it should be coming out very soon, not in April. Actually, I was kind of hoping today, but today is Sunday. It's of course because it's the 26th of the 4th month, so 4 to 6. Could still happen the coming week, I guess, but based on what Bonthius also said, where he's working on, I would not expect this really to be here before May, and of course May is starting soon, so it'll probably take a couple more weeks at the earliest. And then we'll have to wait and see. It's really difficult to say. I mean, Zinc was, of course, originally very early on targeted for March. Michael mentioned that the current target, I have to really think, was this public? I think this was public. I hope this was public. Is Q2. I would assume at the very end of Q2, as with most of these estimates. And that has to do with the fact that C4 PTR first has to go live. It first has to we have to iron out all the kinks, all the bugs. I'm kind of afraid personally that they will launch it too fast, too soon. Initially, when they were talking about the C4 PTR, we were talking about multi-months of testing multiple scenarios, everybody starting from the beginning, people starting from somewhere end game or in the middle with their current own actual portfolio of ships that they have and crew, and just resetting to try and test new things. I fear mostly that the team may forego that to accomplish a speedier launch, which I would caution against, because if this is going to go live with Zinc, and let's just assume for a moment June, because that's the last month of Q2, PTR launching in May, that would mean that there are 2 months of testing, which could work, but given that the team is also smaller, I'm a little bit fearful how that's going to unpack, to be honest. Yeah, Winston, go ahead, chime in.
It's been. I was actually looking up when did they release Starbase, so the latest version of Sage that we're still playing right now. It's actually over 2 years old now. April 2nd, 2024 was the original release date. So it's been 2 years in the making for this C4 update that we're still waiting for. I mean, it has to be relatively close now. They've been sharing some example of the UI. I think they shared a video a few days ago. I'm not sure it's public access already. It might be a foundation room only thing. But they showed some of the UI.
I think we have 3 or 4 videos out now. One is still cordoned off, but there's also 3 videos. 2 were shown during the brew, and 1 was shown before, I believe, that show off aspects of C4.
Yeah, they showed some stuff on Twitter as well. And I mean, at this point, I'd rather so we've been waiting for 2 years. So can I agree with you, Cracker? I'd rather they delay it a bit to make sure it's a smooth launch instead of, feeling pressure to like release anything, even if it's not ready.
No, sorry.
If you wait for 2 years, you're expecting the release to be, without a major release in that time, at least on the web browser side. You're kind of expecting this release to be the big one. Like it has to be polished. It has to run smoothly. The economy can't be broken. They have to really think this one through. So
and that's the thing. I mean, the primary reason why I really want this to be polished are 2 basically. The first is that you can't roll back the economy, right? This is an actual live product. Stuff has to really economically at least work very well from the get-go. I mean, if combat is broken or some aspect is broken, that's not really the point. But if anything goes wrong and there's something goes faster or just out of order or whatever, then that can really mess up the economy. That's 1. And 2 is if they're going to align it with the Zinc launch, the Zinc TG, hopefully, right? Hopefully we'll get some influx of new people. I really would love that the game would be polished enough that the people who are actually going to check out the game are going to stay in the game and not right away leave again. So this is, I see the Zinc TG as like a marketing moment, a big marketing event for Sage. And as such, Sage needs to be in a good state. Else the people who are going to flock into Sage due to the Zinc launch are just, don't get the right impression, which will probably hurt a lot of stuff, not just Sage, DAU, but also perhaps the Zinc token even. So I think there's a lot pending on a proper launch of Sage C4. And that's why I really hope the team, takes their time with that. So I realize if Sage is being postponed, let's say to Q3, that would mean Zinc is going to be postponed as well. But from my point of view, Zinc is still surfing Sage and not the other way around. So that is the way how it should be in my mind.
You guys still play?
Yeah, for sure. But Zinker.
Holusum?
But huh?
You guys still play Holusum?
I actually stopped playing Holocim. I don't have the bandwidth to like really dive into it. I played for about 2 weeks, really trying to play it every day, and then I kind of fell off the wagon here. And I am getting some reports that it gets after these first 2 weeks, it gets a bit stale because there's no proper end game content. Basically, once you finish the quest and like the PvP, it's a lot of back and forth, flipping stations. It's a bit repetitive in a sense. But I think we're trying to fix that by adding some more combat quests, the best combat achievements, things like that. So they're working on a really small budget, for all the sims, so they can't really add so much. But I think overall, my opinion was that this new chapter was very big improvement on the previous one, where in terms of the technical side, like it's actually enjoyable to play and to explore. Whereas before you would always get stuck, quests would not confirm, you would not be able to do your feats as you want, things like that. It was very much a pain, and they've been doing a lot of work on it. And so I've actually noticed a lot of new people coming in for Holosim. At least on our side, we picked up at least I'd say 4 or 5 new players who are completely new to the game and just came in to try Holosim, and now they're trying to get into Sage as well. So it's not like a huge wave of new guys, but it's working in a sense that they're bringing in at least a few more people.
Exactly, it's early days, right? So it's at least proof that it works. Now it just needs to work better and scale further. But I think so. Between chapter 1 and chapter 2, there was a huge push to make the alt problem go away. That's one. That also, I believe, unfortunately, came with a lot of downsides. But it is what it is. But other than that, it has just been about stabilizing the game and making the game actually playable, which they succeeded. And I believe, like Winston is saying, that with the further improvements coming to phase 2 of chapter 2, but also probably more so even with the coming chapters, the game is going to be gradually more and more interesting and more fun to play. So I mean, like Winston, I played, I don't know, probably a few more weeks, but I think with the last ranking, I was somewhere at the far end of the top 200. But it just costs too much time to play. I mean, I have so much other stuff to do. It's not really feasible for me to keep that up. But I had some
that's
fun.
the thing. I think the automation, it would be nice to have the automation working when you're not when the window is not open, so you don't have to leave the computer running. Like if you could play, maybe an hour, maybe 30 minutes every day, you set your fleets to do some stuff on automation, then you come back the next day, and if you could play in this way, I think it would maybe retain more people, because otherwise the current system, it really pushes you to play really hardcore, to be like 10 hours in front of your computer doing this. It's it's a lot.
Yeah, that comes with its own difficulties. I mean, and Chip really positioned the game as being something where you have to really be active and be part of, which is fine. But of course, then the people, I think, in the current community at the very least, that actually have the time to, well, the required time to invest to really get high on the leaderboard, is just a small fraction of people, unfortunately, of the current player base. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's very difficult to build a game that is completely satisfying hardcore gamers, casual gamers, and we should not probably expect Holocim to reach that level soon. But hopefully,
Mm.
at some point, like to an extent, Sage itself, which, yeah, of course, has a completely different pacing. But Morpheus, James, I mean, we're talking all the time. Are you guys playing Holocim, and what is your opinion on Holocim?
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, come on,
Oh.
James. Come on.
Me? Okay. I play
No, go
Holocim
ahead.
every single day because I see in the Discord the mod echo typing like if you finish achievement mining you can get sync XP to level up on the sync. I
Yeah.
think is very very good for me because I think is my progress and my motivation to play Holocim when I finish all thing quest. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. I
Yeah,
guess that's
definitely. It's
for more people,
yeah.
at least
Mm.
part of the focus or part of the reason to play. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way for the free to play to at least get some, like, even if you don't have haven't invested any assets, nothing, no tokens, you can still, get ahead and free to play your way into a zinc airdrop. So I think that's a great way to approach it if you're new to the game and you want to, get your feet into it. I think that they haven't been clear on what the rewards are beyond the airdrop, right? Like for the leaderboards, they haven't said actually what would be the prizes.
$10,000 worth of assets.
Yeah, but they haven't said what would be how would it be divided, right?
Nothing. No. Well, I mean, during the latest brew, Xcode mentioned they're looking at rewarding the top 200 or top 300. So in both scenarios, as James just posted, I made it. But of course, we don't know the actual split. Like, are they going to do half now and half later, or because we now spend a few weeks on this phase? Are we going to, I don't know, like do a 60-40 split or 70-30? I have no idea what the team's planning, or indeed the kind of assets we're going to be getting, or how they're going to do that. Which is interesting, but it also shows, different topic, but that the team really has shrunk, and that this priority of actually figuring out the prizes is put off to the last possible moment, it seems. Which also is a shame because we could not really promote the game with actual tangible prize pool. Like, hey, you can win this ship, you can win these things. It was just 10,000 in prizes. And of course, they're going to use OMO pricing, which is good because that's the first time ever. Originally, it was always, of course, the initial price set for the ships, which means that, you would get a few small ships, or one extra small ship at most, perhaps. And now it can be a bit different. So let's see. But it is what it is. But we'll probably hear about that perhaps more this week. Xcode mentioned he was busy with Chris to finalize the prize pool for this first part. So Morpheus, tell us about your Holocim experience, if any.
Guys,
If any.
If any. I think I will be the most critical DAO caster on what's going on actually. And I don't play Holocim I started playing Holosim the first season. Then I had a bug, and it doesn't work anymore. So I stopped, and yeah, I'm not hyped by Holosim. For me, if I be honest, it's kind of waste of time. I'm actually really hyped by C4. What's coming with C4? We've seen very nice things. The 2 or 3 videos that were shared on the Discord and on Twitter are very nice. So I think everything will start at this point when we will have this C4 Sage running with claim stakes, council rank, combat, crafting, and all the stuff around the ship configuration. That's what we've seen in the last video that were shared. I think it was only on the sneak peek, on the yeah. On the
foundation
how
room
we call
sneak peek. Yeah.
yes, sorry, foundation room sneak peeks. It was very interesting, all the configuration for the ships. I don't know, what do you think about it, guys?
Yeah, it was very, at least it shows that it's going to be a huge jump in terms of having this actually look like a proper game you can show people, instead of having a grid with little arrows flying around, basically. Like it's going to be a huge jump into that direction. They really worked out the UI. Yeah.
I'm very happy with the UI and all the visuals. Even if we just see the ship on the configuration tab, it's great for me. Like, it's all the vision and all the things you can imagine in your mind on this sci-fi trip, and now if you can visualize it even with a small image, even if it's not animated, okay, for me it's very important. Like, I'm a casual player, I'm not a gamer, I'm not a specialist, I'm not a crypto specialist, so I need some fun, I need something that make me dream, and that's what I like on this new UI version of C4 Sage.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I also agree. Like the immersion, like I didn't have any immersion in Holosim, like because you always know it's just for a season, and then you start playing a little bit, but then I lost kind of interest, because it's like not persistent and like and no immersion. Like
Yes, it has a very competitive, non-permanent feel to it. Like, yeah, it does feel like, yeah, well, I mean, it's a tournament, right? It's a season. You just do that and then we're going to close the game again. So it doesn't feel like this big MMO that you're really working towards something for like months and years to come. And on that subject, I think C4 will also be very big in the sense that finally going to maybe hopefully fix the economic problem that we have, that we've basically run out of star bases to upgrade. Now it's just a faction contract and the phantom starbase to install components. So it's a bit, there's nothing really driving the game economy right now. It's not this perpetual loop. It's just infinite emission of tokens, and it's not really doing anything. You know what I mean? Here with C4, we're going to have
Agreed.
the components economy that will kick in. Your ship get destroyed, you lose the components, so someone has to craft the components, you will buy them, and some people will only do combat, some people will only do mining, there will be specialization. So it starts as that layer one of interdependent economy, and hopefully something that can loop forever. There will be a cycle of destruction and creation that is repeatable, and we can keep that going for years to come, right? And it's just going to get more and more complex as they add more content.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, this is the first time we get real actual asset burning, right? I mean, and that's a very important part. And also, I think one of the core things that a blockchain game needs to have to be sustainable. You can't just create
Yes.
assets and value all the time. It has to also be removed from the game. So I'm very happy. I mean, as an Avian, of course, I'm not necessarily myself too big on the combat, but we've always been very adamant that combat needs to be in the game because of this exact reason. So I'm very happy that we're finally going to get that. And then the whole ship configuration, ship component, economy is something we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, that's great. And for me, that will bring a new game loop. Like you can just connect for 1 hour and just configure your ship, just playing with the components and the modules, and just make a new configuration for your fleet and just go fly for, I don't know, 20 minutes, go scan something, and you come back to the starbase and it's okay, you know. For me, it's a new game loop that is coming.
Yeah, for sure. And one that looks, as you mentioned, a lot better than the current Sage Labs derivative, though we still, of course, are playing. So very happy that the team, because initially, I think not even that long ago, it was suggested that Sage C4 would not even look that different from Sage.
Yeah.
But I kind of get the impression that after Danny got so much great feedback on his Galaxy viewer that he added to his experimental suite, his editor suite, where they clearly cautioned this is not what you should expect in Sage C4, that he thought, let's see. And now it absolutely looks exactly the same. So apparently he did manage to get that into C4 and really build on top of that and expand it across the entire game. So I'm kind of curious if this is going to lead to some issues with people with less performant computers, because it is a browser game, but browsers are not notoriously good at rendering so much high fidelity stuff. That may still put a strain on your machine. But we'll see when we get the PTR, and it should not be too difficult to probably provide some options to turn off some of the more demanding visual effects as well. And at least for the people with a more beefy, or again, let's see. Perhaps it's not so such an issue as I now am suggesting. But it will be a much nicer experience to play through with the visuals alone. And then add the depth and Morpheus, you mentioned all the seas that are in there. It's going to be a wildly complex game, a much more beautiful game to play. So definitely looking forward to that. So in that sense, I mean, you mentioned you being perhaps the more what was the phrase you used? Critical or DAO Casters. Perhaps
Spicy,
I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
spicy.
I am. I mean, in the newsletter that I publish, I try to be always super objective, and you won't find much of any critical notes unless really a little bit in between the lines, perhaps here and there. But in these video outings, I have plenty of things that I don't necessarily agree with, or I'm a little bit saddened about stuff that happened in the past. So we'll get to that. We'll bring that out at some point as well. But that's not necessarily, of course, the intent here. But again, we'll. I'm not afraid, not shying down. It doesn't have to be a happy clappy show, as far as I'm concerned. We should just be realistic and honest. I mean, again, we're here five freaking years, right? That's a long time. I know not everybody here is necessarily here for 5 years, but the game has been around for 5 years, and I actually am around for 5 years, more or less in this week. So I literally have like my 5-year anniversary in that sense of how long I have been involved. But man, so many things happened over time, so many pivots, so many dead ends, right? So many products that never came to be, were parked and picked up, then parked again. So many experimentational, I guess, directions that just didn't pan out. But anyway, sorry, let's not go too deep into all that now. But no, I mean, just to say, I have. I'm not sure. Let's see who's the most critical. I'm not going to compete because that's not the intent here either. I mean, we're still here, so we are still in that sense looking forward to what's happening, right, and positive. But there's definitely something to say for all of the 5 years.
As you said it, we are still here, and that for me is it's a very, very significant thing, you know. And the team still building, produce still rolling. The boat is on his way, you know. That's the more important for me. And the reason that I'm still here and that I accepted to continue produce content, it's because of the team, because the team is so involved in this project and has always been so sincere. We say that, no? Sincere with
sincere.
all
Yeah.
the community, and that's for me. It's the stronger point in Star Atlas. It's the human side, And the other things are choices, and everyone has his own choices. So that's another thing. But yeah, we are still rolling, guys.
Yeah, you can draw a parallel. I mean, you sound a bit like an investor almost, right? I mean, you don't invest in the company or in the product, but you're usually, I mean, that's the popular thing to say, at least invest in the team. And I guess to an extent, we're doing the same with our time and attention and skills. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and I mean, Sage C4, it's the proof. It's the proof that we are going till the objective is accomplished, And for me, Sage C4 will be the first big step in this vision. It's a long run. It's a long run. So everything is starting for me now.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. To an extent, that is also true for me and for us, because everything we wanted to do. I mean, again, as a with my guild, right? Yeah. Now is when things really start. Now we can really get going and producing. And I mean, well, now soon. Let's hope that soon is soon. But again, I hope the PTR is soon, but I hope that the actual production, like the actual main version, is a little bit further off, just so we can really get it up to snuff, and also add in stuff like, I don't know, whatever we need to really handhold to an extent, at least, new people, new players. I mean, it is so wildly more complicated than the Sage Starbase we have right now. So we need guidance, we need rails, we need hand-holding for new people, unless they completely get lost and will probably spin out of the game again, which of course is something we don't want to see happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's also the problem of fees that has to be solved. Well, with Zinc, hopefully that does it. But that's that, and as you said, the onboarding of new people coming in is going to be huge. I think they should honestly just redo the entire website and make it very clear. How do you hop in? What are you gonna play? What is the concept behind the game? What are they building towards? It should be made abundantly clear. Like how do you take part in this? What are the steps? What should you even be looking for on the market if you start looking? Right now, if you're not coming on Discord, it's very hard to understand really what you're getting into. And it's like actually hard to explain also onto new players. Like, which by which bit do you start to explain? Okay, so this is Sage, and now we also have Holosim. It's the same game, but not really. And then there's the whole Unreal Engine 5 side, so you can earn on both, but not in the same way. One requires assets, others do not. And then there's the airdrop. There's a lot of moving parts here, and it definitely needs to improve.
I think the website is one. I mean, I agree that the website probably to an extent. I don't necessarily want to go as far as you are saying. I think the tutorial should be in the game. I think that makes just more sense. I mean, people will just anyway launch it and they just want to, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of RTS and grand strategy games. I think almost all these games have like some kind of hand-holding system where there is some advisor that pops up in your screen and starts to explain what's happening on the screen. Okay, now build your first X. Now go and mine your first Y. Okay, cool. You ticked off this next step of the tutorial, and right, you can choose to turn it off, turn it back on, or whatever. I think that will really be. I mean, that is a completely new system. To an extent, it's already in Holosim. To actually a pretty nice extent, I would say. But yeah, would love to see that in C4 and then probably being built up on a little bit so we can really highlight interface elements and help people understand what's there to go. And it should go gradual. Clearly, we do need to somehow, I mean, I agree with you to the extent that we need to somehow make clear what they should begin with, which is probably not so easy actually to do. I mean, we've been talking about starting packages, also with the
Yeah.
what are the guys again? I've forgotten now their name. The people who are not showing up anymore at this point in time. But
True.
thank you. Right, but it's difficult to get an actual decent starting package, and yeah, it depends what you want to do. You could start with just a few crew members.
Mm.
Then you would have to play the marketplace game. Or you would need to have actually a few decent ships and fleets already. But don't
Yeah.
forget that we also have the council rank system limiting you right away. So we'll have to probably sit down and rethink, like, what do you actually need? And perhaps the teams doing that themselves would be great. And definitely make this somehow clear on the website. But I'll probably just stop there and just put everything else in the game. And you can pick it up from there and then learn and understand what you actually want to do and what you want to buy or get more of.
Mm.
And again, this doesn't have to be perfect on day one. It should at least be helping people, let's say, through the first I don't know, week, preferably. But that should probably be a big focus once the game comes out, to really refine and tune that, to really make sure that we don't lose people, that the tutorial sound is like a whole pirate metrics, like you want to acquire new people but also retain them, of course, and we should really measure like to which step do they come, where do they fall off, and really polish that whole system, because that's the only way we get people really into the game.
I want to ask you,
yeah,
like, in terms of expectations, like, if I'm new to StarClass today, like, do you still have the vision of all the UE5 stuff and so on, or is it like, are we a browser game now, or what is the expectation like for, like, okay, Sage is
Mhm.
gonna start this year,
Yeah.
I guess, and it's a browser game,
Yeah.
and shouldn't we just like lower the expectations of people, or like the reality, or tell them the reality, or you guys still believe in all this UE5 immersion, Unreal Engine 5
The
support?
UE5 stuff, that's a question I actually asked them in Foundation Room. Like, okay, so did you actually cut the entire team? Because like they let go like the main lead on the Unreal Engine development side. So it seems like they're putting it on the back burner for now, but they didn't completely abandon development. See, they're still leaking some stuff for the next updates. They've been showing some new environments. They've been showing NPCs running around the planets and things like that. So there's still some work I think they can release, but yeah, I think the expectation should definitely be lowered in terms of like over the next year, what's going to happen on the UE5 side. We shouldn't expect any new modes or things like that, I think. Like, and nothing major in the updates.
Yeah, I have I could go probably on a whole monologue here, so I'll try to keep it very short. But so the team has been decimated pretty much, right? I mean, in the opposite way. I think we have 10%, well, I don't know, it feels like sometimes, or perhaps even 10 people currently on the team. As far as I'm aware, there's only one guy currently working on UE5, Brad, who is still there. So yeah, we should absolutely manage expectations for this year. I would not expect too much happening anymore in UE5. What is still happening will be in the Galia game mode. That's what Brad is still working on. That clearly also means that the team has not yet stepped back from their overall vision. I mean, there will be no reason to keep on working on UE5 if they would already or have decided to abandon that. Which is good, because in my opinion, even with Sage C4, even if it is the nice game we all hope it to be, it will probably still take some time, if ever possible, I know, to really compete with similar Web 2 games. In terms of really the fun gameplay that you have. I mean, it is to an extent already different because it's an MMO. I mean, most Web 2 games are not MMOs, and this that have a grand strategy thing. So that's a good thing. But other than that, if you really want to, I don't know, outperform Stellaris or any other just game that those people play, that will just take a little bit more time. And I think the team really should retain their vision, hold on to their vision of growing bigger to UE5. Of course, what they hope to do is with Stage U4 to have a game that is actually fun and enjoyable for at least a niche of gamers, so that they can start up their monetization engine again. Simply put, they just need to find a way to make more revenue, so they can actually finance the whole UE5 production again. And yeah, well, I can go much deeper, but that's the idea. So yes, lower expectations for this year, 100%. We'll have to really wait and see what this year brings us. If Sage C4 is going to be at least a success, a small one, a big one, but at least if the DAU is going to tick back up again, that's a very good sign. Then, in my opinion, just briefly mentioning, Atlas should also start ticking up again, because if Atlas is going down, well, then we probably won't see DAU ticking up. Those two are super intertwined. Atlas, in my opinion, first priority is Sage C4. Second priority is stabilizing Atlas or making sure it goes back up, and the third one should be revenue for the team, in no different order than that. Because any different order is going to mess with stuff too much. You can't get revenue right after C4 is successful if Atlas is still going down. Then you're just killing the project. It has to be in that order, in my opinion. And if they manage those three things, then they will get next year, let's say, back to UE5, hopefully. But again, yeah, they're going to put a lot of focus in Sage, because that, of course, that needs bug fixes. It needs a bit tweaks and features, new features, other stuff. So yeah, we'll have to really wait and see. AI is helping, but UE5 will unfortunately take a backseat for a good while. But it is not abandoned. That's good. That's positive.
And what about the Sage UE5 version?
Yeah, that is one of those projects that they started, paused, and then announced, yeah, we're going to start again, and then they did not start it again. That is a really interesting ping pong thing. Yeah, nothing. That's not going to be picked up anytime soon.
Yeah, of course. That's my worry, so to say. Because I'm like, I want a game. I want to press play, and the game opens up, and I'm not sure if I'm down to play a browser game. I tried it with Photosim, and like, it's okay for some time, but yeah.
Well,
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
the graphical fidelity will be a little bit less, but it looks a lot better already. So I mean, for me, the game should be nice. So it's actually funny that they have Jeff on the last brew. I think the interface and the way you can command and interact with the whole game is quite important. If that works very smoothly, I personally, but it's just me personally speaking, can take a hit to the graphical fidelity, as long as the play is smooth, intuitive. And for me, bring that to UE5, where clearly you can zoom and do stuff in 3D and have better graphics, is nice. But for me, not a necessity. I'm happy playing this game in, let's say, more of a 2D fashion, as long as we have the same nice, smooth gameplay and game interface. But that's just me personally speaking. I get it, for you that's not the case, and you really want high fidelity 3D graphics.
Not high fidelity. I lower the graphics or something, but it's just for me, like as Morpho said, like I'm a gamer. I want immersion, and I'm not 100% sure if I get immersion from a browser game in 2026. So yeah.
Well, but I mean, the fact it's a browser game, I mean, I can spin up an, well, not Electron, the competitor nowadays, but let's say an Electron app, and it would function like an actual separate game application. Would that be better? I think the browser itself, browser is super capable nowadays, especially on high end and also up to speed browsers. So you can really make a very nice 2D, even 3D game. in the not again, never the fidelity that UE5 offers, because that's of course the max.
I
Right?
was
There's
hoping
no game
somebody is
engine
doing
that's
that
better
with
than UE5.
Frozen,
So.
you know, like spin up like a mobile game or a game you could release in Steam.
Yeah,
or
team is
Epic.
working actually on that. I mean, the team is working on getting Holosim to mobile. Well, Steam, Epic, probably not per se, but I think it's not unheard of. I mean, I think when Sage C4 is here, I guess it could really be packed up into some kind of, again, Electron-like app, and perhaps even, I'm not sure if Team or Epic allows that, but be published there. I would not see why not, except for the blockchain nature of the game, which I know for Steam has been an issue. It's possible, but again, it would not, be it in browser or be it through Epic in a standalone, the game would function exactly the same. It would look exactly the same. So the fact that you can simply just use a browser to get there is, for me, not an issue personally. It's just another just seamless way to actually just get into the game without having to install anything, which I like. Or at least is not a demotivator or some kind of hurdle for me.
Yeah, maybe I'm just too used to use these launchers nowadays. You know, I check on my
Sonny
library
Slika,
and then start a game. You know, and like, yeah, we will see.
yeah, I see Slika saying the same. I think, if I understand, actually, we can also bring him up because he's also a content creator, but for the last few minutes, but or a DAO caster even. He said it's not the platform, I guess. I can access it easy. I need this and this and this. Can you clarify, Slika? Because for me, the browser is easy. I don't have to go to Steam, install, blah, 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 but I think you have the other way around.
Yeah. It's not if we have used a website or use a launcher like Epic Games. It's just when everything would be in one place, it would be easier for new people to get into it, because then I have everything in one place. I don't need to go to
mean the-
Tensor and buy crew, or on the Startless website to buy my ships. It's a little bit not user friendly at the beginning.
Yeah,
And
I
if
get what you.
this is the point. And hi, everyone.
I mean, we have UE5, which is its own separate product, and then for Sage and Holosim and the marketplace, they're of course all on the website. That the team did originally position as like, this is the play portal, this is the game. Every page in this website is the game, but it's not seamless, because if you jump into Sage or Holosim, you have to first load something and really get to a different state. If you go back to the marketplace and then back, you have to load the whole thing again. So I guess that's also part of the friction, just in that aspect. And yeah, UE5 and browser are completely disconnected. Fair.
Well, anything on the DAO side like we can discuss? Because we call it DAO Casters, you know, like the latest pip of Star
That's a good
Seekers
point,
PG.
Winston.
Yeah, we do have an ongoing PIP. PG is building a mobile game inspired by Star Atlas. It's going to be available on iOS and Android.
Android.
So it is actually looking for testers now. You can test the early version of the game. You can see. I'll link the actual
PG,
thread.
PG, you wanna come
PG,
up
are
and
you
show
here?
us? Can you screen share your game here? Is it possible? I want to see it.
Oh, if you could share screen and show us the game, yeah, that would actually be great.
Wait, I invite you. Maybe you can share it here or something.
This is the thread, and so it's ongoing. The vote is ongoing. So if you have police locked, go cast your vote. Okay, PG shared a video. Star Seekers 2.
You can bring him up, ODVB.
I invited him. I don't know if he's.
Or at least he raised his hand. Now he dropped it again. But
maybe.
if you want PG, if you raise your hand, we can bring you up, or at least ODVB can. I think you're the only one here with permission to do that. So it's good that you're here, else we couldn't even host this. Can you bring him
And
up?
also, I did this giveaway for the DAOcaster celebration, and I can draw the winners now if anybody is interested to see the winners. I'm not sure how it works. I use the Gleam thing, you know, because all the Twitch streamers, they use the Gleam IO thing. And it's kind of cool, you know, like with the, like, incentivizes all the social media clickbait stuff. So, and I can draw the winners live now. Should I draw it here? I can set it up quick.
Well, sure, but bring up PG first, right?
Yeah.
If you
Maybe
can.
just
Or you
if he
can't.
needs some time. Oh, no, he's here.
No, exactly. He's here. He was raising his hand. So, hey, PG, welcome. You're muted.
Welcome,
Hello.
PG.
No, you're not muted. Hi. Okay, now your mic is perhaps not working. Unfortunately. Well, while PG is working on it, you draw your things, ODVB.
I just need to set things up here. Share screen. Can I share screen? That's probably.
I think you should be able to.
I'm smart. I'm smart. I'm smart. I do it like this. So now I should. Is it? Oh, maybe it's. I need to mirror it.
No, I can see it. We can see it. Draw winners.
it's-
It states.
Is it right? Yeah. Okay.
I see draw winners, so it looks good. Draw
So
winners,
there's 9 winners. First prize is, I actually forgot, I think a lot, 200,000 Atlas or something. So, yeah, hide winner details, allow repeat winners, no. Let me draw, see what happens. Ranjan B won 200,000 Atlas, Chico Brown, Hugo Morrow, another 50,000, then Dost M. Valati. This guy's from India, I guess. I hope they are not bots, but it should prevent the bots. Ezekiel, Mark Romero, these are all X accounts. All these guys won. So I will contact you guys and yeah.
Nice.
GG.
Oh, you don't have their wallets already somehow in that system?
I could, but it's a premium, you know. So I have the email, the X accounts. I write them a mail, and then
okay.
they can send me their wallet, and yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a chore, but thanks for doing that then.
Okay, that's it.
Awesome.
GG, guys.
GG.
Indeed, GG. Hey, PG. Oh, PG is not listening anymore because his
he's having
headset is now.
microphone issues.
Yeah, but now his headset is turned off, so now he can't hear us anymore.
So yeah, PG is creating a shooter. It's a shooter game. It's a shooter game like these good old, retro games that we used to play. It also has some
like an arcade, right? Like an arcade shooter.
Yeah. Arcade shooter. I don't know how you call it. It's not a side scroller. It's shoot them up. And so yeah, there's also some lore integration, like between missions. There will be like some kind of lore quiz, and you can learn about the Star Atlas story, and yeah, cool things like that integrated into his app. And so he's looking for some DAO funding to finish it and yeah, publish that on Android and iOS. So.
Yeah, love seeing these.
And you can already download it on Apple.
Good stuff, PG. Nice work. Indeed. Unfortunately, we still can't hear you. So, but I think Winston did a good job at least explaining it, or so I hope.
And aside from that, about the DAO, we also have. I'd like to take the opportunity here. If you're not aware already, there's things you can do with the DAO. You can host your own Star Atlas events. You can host your own tournament on Unreal Engine 5. Or even on Sage, if you can make that work somehow. The DAO is providing funding for these kinds of things. You can become a DAO caster like we did. So this is actually, the first term is actually locked in, but I think we're gonna reconduct. We're gonna try at least to reconduct this for another term. That would require another pip, but I think that could happen. And every 3 months, we can elect 5 content creators who can get compensated as well for creating their Star Atlas content. So, and if you have an idea, you can you can share that here on Discord in the DAO chat and in the Pip Idea forum. Yeah, so if you want to, do some things around the community, hosting events, you can contact us. You can contact any council member. You can just show up in the AO chat, let us know, and we'll assist you in going through that.
I actually want to roast Mr. Funcracker here a little bit and Avia. What happened to the card
Roast.
game? You fucking showed us, you like the team, promising us games and stuff. And what happened to the card game? You showed it in the brew, everything. Oh, here, look, this crazy good game, card game you can play. The nude played it already. When can I play it? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, I was
Man,
actually really
yeah.
excited about that.
Yeah, so it's coming. But what shall I say? Well, yeah, it's been slow going again over the past few months, bringing it to open beta, which we I think already promised for, I can't remember, was it September, October last year? So yeah, I agree. We are like the team in that sense, unfortunately. But it's because it's well, I won't say two, but mostly one man show, and it really just depends on the amount of time he has between his day job, which is also a game developer. You can imagine with with the crunch time and all that stuff, it's just sometimes really going very slow. In this case, actually, we're now at a point where it's actually relying a little bit on me. So I'm hopeful that I can actually get some stuff done the coming 2 weeks, and then we're going to announce the open beta, which will then happen later in May. But I mean, I say May now. I mean, originally I was thinking, I think we talked about February, so it's already me moving also month by month by month. So, but I'm still very hopeful that now it's just dependent on me, and it will be May when we actually going to run the open beta.
Yeah, feed it into an AI, like Swagner does, and then it's ready next week. Also, I like the website. I tested the website. You for the other pip. What's called again? The relay program. Any updates
Atlas
on
Relay,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. Is it when does it go
This,
live?
this,
And
I'm going to bring some updates on Wednesday. So Wednesday we're
okay.
going to announce a few new things from our side, including the relay program. So stay tuned.
See, that's good updates.
One way I actually want to bring forward, we lost somebody. Oh, PG. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I actually realized we haven't talked about that. We just went straight in. But of course, as Winston said, we're the DAO Casters. We're the first season of DAO Casters. We're going to do this for 3 months. This is the end of month number 1. There will be 2 more of these brews in end of May and June. We're going to do some other collaborations as well. But one thing we haven't really talked about is the fact that our composition here today is not what people voted for. I think we do perhaps also need to briefly acknowledge the fact that we have lost some people along the way due to various reasons. Actually, ODVB is one of them, even though I'm happy he's here because for both the recording and also for his input in these things. But yeah, some people left due to, again, YouTube issues, time issues, even after they got voted in. And then we actually went, and I say we, I think it's primarily all Winston, went to the next person in the list to bring them on board. And that's how and some of those people also said, well, actually, not anymore. But yeah, I'm very happy that at least Morpheus and also Slika 11, I'm not sure how you like to have to pronounce your name, by the way, Slika 11, are stepped up to fill the gaps here. So I appreciate that.
I just want to defend myself a bit. Like I don't have I don't want to, like, all I do is like record the videos, and I don't have any time or like inspiration to do like content. Maybe some live stream would be good. That's actually cool. Slika is here now. He can stream on Twitch. Maybe we see some cool live streams or something. But like,
that's the main.
I'm very idle at the moment. Like I don't play any Holosim. I don't play any Sage. I don't play any UE5, and so it's tough, like, to create something out of thin air. That's why I don't deserve to be a DAO caster, and somebody else probably suits it better. So that's just the reason. Yeah.
And we've had also for this first term, between the times the applications were opened and people put in their name,
Sure.
and the time we actually held the election and started the program, there's been several months. So yeah, some people who might have been available when they applied, and now it's a different story. So yeah, it should be smoother for the next term because we're gonna open the applications again, and then right away it will start.
Yeah, fair. We won't do it anymore at the end of the council period or term,
Yeah.
so that the next one has to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did have a council transition in between as well.
I'm reading the comments here. Is the UE5 with bugs or is all okay? Well, there are a few bugs. The immortalization, the immortal bug is still there. There's some other small bugs as well. Doesn't look like that's going to be picked up as far as I can tell, but I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps Brad is looking into it
Winston,
sometime.
do you have
I you know.
Winston, do you have an update on the Super Phoenix stuff, like on their tournaments? I kind of missed all of that as well.
Yeah, they're actually hosting a new tournament soon, and they want to do another. They're actually starting another PIP. That's gonna be the one after PG's PIP. We are having a new one, and it's from Super Phoenix as well, because they want to request funding for future tournaments and not just using the budget from the arena. So we have this arena budget with the DAO, so people can host their own tournaments. So it's been mostly Super Phoenix who's been taking advantage of that so far. So yeah. They're hosting a new one. I think there's it's gonna be in May. Yeah, in May. They're having another tournament and more planned in the future. Gonna be really interesting, this one, because it's actually gonna be the first tournament which will feature siege mode. So it will be with ship combat PvP. So that's going to be a new thing because so far it's been only racing or the third-person shooter, and this one will at least they will try their best considering the bugs and everything that might occur, but they will try to actually make that into a ship combat tournament. So yeah, tune in.
Yeah, I think the Super Phoenix guys were waiting for the team to fix some bugs, which did not come to pass in the end. At least that's how I got it. I may be wrong. I'm not super up to speed either, but
they did fix some things. They're working very closely. They're working very closely with the team to provide feedback and tell them which bugs are main priority in order to host these online games. I think they fix some stuff. I don't know the details of every single thing, but yeah.
I do really think that these competitions that the Super Phoenix guys are hosting is really one of the best ways to draw more attention to the game as well.
Yes.
So definitely hope that that runs smoothly or as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, it's keeping the community alive, at least on the Unreal Engine side, and it gives the game a presence on Twitch, on YouTube, things like that.
Exactly.
It's definitely good to have. We should always have some kind of tournament ongoing, and it's another way to earn, to somehow build up your assets in the game and everything just by playing the game. Like there's always cash prizes for these tournaments. So if you're good at shooting or racing, definitely take part.
Exactly. Yeah, completely agree. Cool. I think we are 1 hour 10 minutes in roughly.
Yeah.
Should we start wrapping it up?
Guys,
or?
Who of you guys joined?
Okay.
Signed up for the thing for the lawkeeper thing for the RPG? You signed up for it?
No, I did not sign up for that. I will watch it for sure. I'll be a spectator, but I'm not. I'm not really a tabletop RPG player. I've never done it, but I enjoy. I enjoy sometimes watching stuff like Critical Role and stuff like that.
Yeah, it might be fun to watch. So you signed up, Fun Cracker?
24 hours left, I believe, or less now. I don't know anymore. But so the thing is, I'm a diehard tabletop role player, both as a dungeon master and as a player. So I would love to participate. But yeah, the reason I still didn't actually submit my form is because I also have to be realistic, knowing that probably my employment status will probably change, meaning I'm going to work more again. Plus, this is of course a new thing, but we're expecting twins
Ooh,
in early
congratulations.
Congrats.
September. Thank you. But I have to be realistic. I probably should
Dude,
not do more new stuff, even though I would love to be on that show.
you're doing a
So,
Lloyd. You're gonna have twins and disappear.
well, no, I'm not disappearing at all. I mean, but Lloyd had a triplet, and I think that was not
Triplets,
his,
yeah.
and that was not his first child or his first, etc. He had or childs, I believe. So that's a bigger. That was a thing, a real shock to him. So I mean, fortunately, yeah, we'll just have these two kids. So that's good. That's nice. But yeah, I'm not going to sign up for more stuff at this point in time, even though I really want to. Perhaps this season that comes after, when things have settled, or we'll see. But I may be somehow involved. By the way, thank you everybody for the congratulations, also in the text chat. But yeah, I'll try to, if I can, help him out where I can with perhaps some of my other skills in that area.
Yeah, I'm really curious about all the whole setup. Like it would be like I watched some RPG guys, like live streams, and they have costumes, and then yeah, I'm not really sure how it works, but it could be a nice thing. Like
The idea is that we're going. I say we, sorry, not me, but that people are going to use digital avatars, I believe.
mhm.
So you would not. So they don't have to dress up. They also don't need to. Well, they need a camera, but they don't really need to look good, because their face will just be used as input for their on-screen avatar. So that it is a bit more immersive still. Yeah, I mean that was at least the consensus we had last time.
I have
Jose
to
was
talk.
hoping for
Yeah,
sound only, but we
no,
were
but
pushing
like
for also video, and this was the middle
with
ground.
I know, I don't know, like if you're the game master, yeah, and do you know what's gonna happen, like all the things, and he could make little videos like with AI, and then if something happens, you can play the video, like what happens and stuff like that.
No, I don't
Something.
think he'll do that. I don't think he'll do that. I mean, usually, I mean, he could do that, but that's like really a ton of extra effort and time that he probably doesn't have. So as a dungeon or game master, you usually portray all the NPCs, all the combatants outside the players themselves, and let's see. I mean, we have great shows on the internet with voice actors who are very good at mimicking 10 different voices. Jose may not be that good in doing 10, but he may do a few. Or just use his own voice. It doesn't really matter. Just portraying the NPCs and the encounters and the everything that's being thrown your way. So in that sense, it won't be visual. You can absolutely just listen to these things, the podcast, or just audio only. But it is, I think, nice. I mean, usually you also have some fun. It's just an interesting. It's a fun game to play, right? It's not die hard like you're on stage with a stage play or something. It's also tends to be a social fun happening together. So it's nice to see people's faces as well. So let's see if the avatars make sense. But I think it could be a fun way to at least experiment with that now that AI is far enough along to facilitate this in real time.
But yeah,
It's like rolling the dice all the time, or what? Like, so something happens in actions, and then they roll the dice, or how does that work? Or
You really want to? Okay, well that may be a bit of a longer.
no, just
No,
curious. No.
there's dice rolling, but it's mostly like let's say, okay, I'm the game master here. I explain you in text, I pronounce it, what the environment looks like, where you guys are right now, who is also there with you that is not a player. And then I say what's happening, for example. Or you say, well, okay, looking around, I see I don't know, a hot chick, I'm going there, whatever. Doesn't matter. And then I, as a dungeon master, game master, will roleplay the hot chick. And she will slap you in your face because she doesn't like you, whatever. Doesn't matter. So it's not just rolling the dice. It can be if you want to accomplish something that is not clearly going to succeed, or that the dungeon master would like you to do a check to see if you succeed. Combat is always like that. But non-combat situations are really, it flows with the game master. Like they can ask you to check everything, or like, I want to drink a beer. Well, roll the dice. No, usually not. You just drink a beer. You order a beer, you pay for it, you drink the beer, and that goes perfectly well.
I have to see it. Like
you'll see.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of the computer games I played in the 80s. With no graphics, where you type go to.
Yeah, very much
Yes.
so. The multi-user dungeons, MUDs. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you should expect. I mean, but then more dynamic, more flexible, because the dungeon master doesn't have to be static. This room is this room is that. He can play with it. He can bring people in from earlier encounters because they're still alive. They know everything, and they can just play with it to make it fun.
That reminds me also of Darwin. Didn't Darwin, like, since I see him here in the audience, didn't he program like a Discord bot for an RPG as well at some point? Like when I think they showed it in a Lawkeepers.
That was the intent. Oh, sorry, Winston. Perhaps you know better.
Yeah, no, I don't know so much about it. I think that was in the plans, but they kind of let that on the side as well because there was not so much community interest in it, so not worth putting the effort, I think.
Because first I thought
I
that's
know.
that, but it was a different thing, right? So Darwin, why you don't do it? Like, you lazy or what, Darwin? I have to call you out.
I wonder.
He's typing. Just a smiley.
I did share in the chat, guys, all the X accounts, YouTube accounts of the DAO Casters. So for everyone in the audience, if you're not already following everyone, I encourage you to go check out what we're doing and subscribe to the AFIA newsletter in your mailing list.
Yep. Stay tuned for tomorrow for the next one.
What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Monday, so it's newsletter day.
The AFIA newsletter. I get it in my email.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. By the way, for those here, there is also a small prize pool for those who have subscribed to the newsletter. And if you have not seen that yet, then do check the latest one today, because today it's closing.
That's actually my point. Isn't half of the money for giveaways? Where's all the giveaways? Winston, Morpheus, James?
Yeah, I actually have to. I actually have to send in the next few days. I will take between people who comment, people who have subscribed recently. I will pick winners and do a proper giveaway.
Yeah, because that's how we get people in, right? With the giveaways. Like I want to join all the giveaways. So you should advertise them better, at least in the content creators or somewhere, how to win in your giveaways.
Agreed.
I mean,
this
it's
first
nice
one I just did.
You tell me now that I have to sign up for the newsletter to join the giveaway, but like I didn't know.
Exactly. Well, it is in the newsletter. So if you check the last newsletter at the very bottom, there's a section that really is about that. But I agree, this first one I really did for the people who are actually already reading the newsletter and didn't necessarily want to make much bigger. But the next two, I will definitely make bigger, because I agree with you. The intent, of course, to bring more people in. But I've been sharing this left and right still where I can. But yeah, agreed. I see Earther saying,
and
what's the first
when is the
episode of
next
Stranger Things?
kind
Yeah,
of
that's
this
a good
meeting?
one.
Next month or what? Is it monthly?
Next month, the last Sunday of the month, I believe.
Okay.
It's a monthly thing. But we're also gonna do some kind of podcast live stream together. If you guys remember the how was it called? Star Atlas.
Yeah, we did
not relay.
Status checkpoint. You may remember that
checkpoint,
ODV as well.
Mm.
We did that the past few years, the end of the year, to review the entire year and look forward to the new. That was also the intent for, well, actually not late last year, but early this year. But Santi left and Jose then also left. It was really a bit of a mess. So we're going to do it with this group of people, and we'll probably do that at the earliest already next week. But let's see how the planning goes, and that's where we can really, we'll share what we don't like, what we didn't like, what we did like, and our expectations and hopes for the future, and our fears as well. So really go into all that stuff. there'll be like I'm guessing a 90-minute endeavor. So stay tuned for that. But we'll promote it as well. We'll have to, yeah. So stay tuned. Status checkpoint.
Yes. All right. I guess it's going to be a wrap for this first brew for the DAO Casters.
Any last words, gents?
Well,
Me?
Not
yeah,
you?
goodbye.
Bye bye. Yeah, thanks for coming,
Exactly.
everyone in the audience. Yeah, it's nice to have you guys here. Yeah, do follow the accounts of everyone, and yeah, keep updated with the DAO Casters. We'll be posting more stuff in the coming weeks.
Yep.
And we
Take
don't
care,
have a
folks.
code. Do we have a code? We
Darwin,
don't have a
Darwin is
code.
here.
Oh.
Darwin can create a code. Darwin, you create a code for the
Ooh.
guys? Come on, Darwin.
Make it 500 points. 500 points.
Okay.
1 sec.
Nice.
When PTR. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Let's hope. My thoughts, my expectations are May. And I think the team is already being delayed a little bit compared to
So
what they actually
we
wanted
could make
to
a
do.
vote, like a poll, like is it before the AVR releases their game or after AVR releases their game?
Fair point. Yes, you can. You can. 1 sec.
PG, I think it's gonna be PTR with zinc because there's no C4 without zinc, so it's gonna be.
Yeah, but you won't really see. It's just you go to a test net again, right? You won't really see. Well, I mean, okay. Well, perhaps there's already zinc tokens there instead of Solana tokens. That could be, of course. I mean, they're all fake because they're all test net. But yeah, the team could do that. Let's see. It will be interesting to see. But I mean, zinc is not live on mainnet yet, so that's important to realize. The PTR is going to be before that.
Yes, and our code is Casters Brew. Yeah, you can enter that in the Solar Queen bot channel, and that's 200
30
points.
more seconds to claim that code. No, I don't know, actually. Darwin, how long do we have?
Probably an hour or something. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the end of our show, of course, but perhaps it's still in an hour, perhaps. 2 hours. Oh, wow, that's very generous of you, Darwin. Very generous of you. All right. Thanks, folks.
All right.
See you next
Thank you,
time.
everyone.
Thanks, guys.
And you have a great time. See you for the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.